Oh my god, episode 4. Here we go, baby. Clap.
Yay!
We're still alive. Which is crazy because I try to drown myself in alcohol every fucking night. No, what I wanted to tell you, which I'm happy to tell on the pod, was we were at Helium and I was talking to Jim and I was like, I know every week he makes the chair smaller to make me feel bigger. I know every week this is a different fucking chair. You're trying to make me big. God. You ever see that episode of, there's an episode of Glee, you know that show? Yeah. And there's like a couple, there's like a subplot where the girl is at night, one girl has anorexia and her nemesis is tightening the dress. So she thinks she's getting bigger, but she's not. And I was like, he's doing that, but with the chair. He's chairing me. One day it's just going to be a stool that goes up my ass. It's just going to be, where I'm just going to walk in, it's going to be a butt plug. I have to sit down. I'm like, ooh, fuck. We were talking about butts earlier. I'll tell you, this is a little sidetrack, but I think it'll be worth it. Sure. Rob left. Well, we were talking about, how, when you're a woman and, you lose your virginity. You don't know. Sometimes women don't know. They don't know how it's gonna feel because they've never had anything up there, right? And guys have been fucking playing with that shit since they were 12. But when you have sex, you don't know how it's gonna feel. Like it's just a crazy thing. And then you have sex, and you go, "Oh, this is the best thing ever." However, I never had anything up my butt for a long time, and never did anything up my butt for a long time. And then I was telling my family this today because I was trying to make them laugh. But like, I did have a finger in my ass semi recently, and I did see the future. Like, I didn't know that was a thing. Like, when I have sex, like normal sex with door number 1, I'm like, oh, this is great. And then who knew door number 3 would... I had like a, what was that show? That's So Raven? I literally had a finger in my ass. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have a son. I was like, he's blonde. I'm like, that's crazy. I love blonde men. And redheads, by the way. My producer has a red hair. Hair is red, isn't it?
It's dirty blonde.
Dirty blonde? Okay, different.
Maybe a little bit.
Okay, surf. Shut up! I hate when redheaded people say they're blonde. That's so annoying. That's like black people being like, I'm from India. It's like, no, you're not. I don't know. That doesn't make sense. I'm just reaching. But, God, I love them. The past 2 dates I've been on have been with redheads. And those dates have been 0 for 2. But it's, I like them. There's something special about them. They've got those sweet pink nips. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're with, like, a different kind of... Like, I've talked about nipples on so many podcasts, but I really have a thing for these sweet, sweet pink nips. And, yeah, that doesn't have to do with anything, but I'm glad we're at episode 4, and glad people are subscribing and hopefully liking the podcast. I'm having a goddamn good time with it. And where were we? Finger in my ass? Okay, good. Just one. Calories and everything. But let me... I don't know. I had a White Claw in the car. I'm like, no. I asked Rob if I could run around his backyard before we started. Rob has the most perfect backyard I've ever seen for dogs. You just have cats because you're a freak. One cat, right? What's the cat's name?
Pud.
Give me a break. Pud? Like pudding?
Like putty cat.
Is that like a famous thing?
Yeah, like Tweety Bird and Putty Cat.
I don't know this. I'm 7.
Oh, that's right. You're like young as hell.
Yeah. What year was that? I'll tell you how old I was.
90s.
90s, yeah.
90s cartoon.
I was a seed.
Yeah.
Anywho, wait, I want to talk about so many goddamn things I wrote down. I had a real fucking week. But because we were talking about finger in my ass, you'll like this story. So, this is 100% true, and this happened to me like a couple days ago. Obviously, I'm on the prowl for a boyfriend. Everybody is. Everybody's always looking for someone, right? And I've been looking for 23 years. And so we were at a comedy club in Philly, and we were outside. It's probably like 11:30. I was not drunk. I'm like 2 drinks in, and which is like, that's basically how I wake up. And we were outside, and I'm staying with my friends. We're just chit-chatting, and this like good-looking guy walks like down the sidewalk, and he's like eating an ice cream. He's got earbuds in. I was like, okay, sweet tooth. You know what I mean? And then so I was like, oh, I want to say something so bad. And I'm like kind of in the mood where I'm like goofy because I'm with my friends. And he was like half a block away and I screamed, "What's the flavor?" Because he was really eating this ice cream. And I thought that was kind of a good line just to say. And he turns around and he kind of like clocks me a little bit. And I was like, okay, good. And then he goes, brown sugar. And I like screamed back. I was like, oh, I've never had that. And then he walks towards me with the ice cream. So I lick his ice cream. This is a stranger. I fully lick his ice cream. And then I go, because he looked like Percy Jackson. He had like blue eyes and like black hair, which is just my type. And I like blondes and redheads and black hair. Anybody with a pulse. Anybody who gives me a scrap of attention. And so he was, so I lick the ice cream, full eye contact, obviously. And which is hard for me because of the autism. and then so I lick the ice cream and I turn to, our friend and he's like, please. And then, I go, I don't know why. I was just like, you have really beautiful eyes, because he had the crazy blue eyes and the black hair. And he was like, you have great eyebrows. And I was like, I know. And then we just looked at each other and he goes, okay, good night, and walks away. Didn't ask for my number. I licked his ice cream. The ice cream is a metaphor for your penis. It's always a metaphor for your penis. Is that crazy though? He should have, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That makes no sense. Why do I have tits? Like, what's the point of having a uterus? I don't even understand. The whole point of walking and crawling this fucking earth is for procreation or practice of procreation. I don't understand. He was so cute. I don't understand. And if he had a girlfriend, he shouldn't have let me lick his cream. But anyways, that was super bummy. Because what a meet cute that would have been. Comment below how you met your girlfriend or boyfriend and what I should be doing differently. Maybe I shouldn't be licking strangers' ice creams. But I've been thinking about that is like deeply stupid and retarded that he didn't do something, but maybe it's me. Whatever. Yeah, that's been haunting me. Okay, what else are we talking about? Oh, I went to New York for the day. I had to do a podcast there. And let me just tell you a little bit about that. I went and did a podcast in New York, and I had to take the train in, which was fine. And I get on the train, and there was a lady who was like, you could tell she had like a splash of Asian in her. I'm not sure which type of Asian. Like, not bowing Asian, but definitely like, wears red and like, hits the kimchi pretty hard. And anyways, I sit across from her. And when you sit down from someone anywhere, like on a train or at a restaurant or a coffee shop, you give them like the little smile, like, I'm normal, you're normal. Let's enjoy our space together. But she didn't give me the smile. I gave her the smile, and she didn't give me one back, which I thought was kind of weird. And then she was like binge eating popcorn. It was super weird. Just getting kernels fucking everywhere. I was like, that's disgusting. And then she was a freak, because here's the thing. When you're on public transportation, you have to be a real detective of who's a freak. Because otherwise, these days people are stabbing each other for no apparent reason. So, like, my first clue was she was a woman over 30 and she had a toe ring. And I thought, toe ring in this fucking economy? Yeah, right. But a toe ring. And she had bad toes. Like, I have the good toes where they kind of go down in distance. Yeah. You have a feet thing, right? Do you know who's the best feet I know? My sister. Yeah. Rob just licked the wall. So, no, we want to start her an OF for her feet. I'm not kidding. That's like something we've talked about. But I have the feet where they go down in distance. But some women have it where the second toe is taller than the big toe. That's disgusting. That's just like weird. See, you and I have similar feet. I mean, mine are much more beautiful, but but they go. Actually, you have very nice feet. Now that I look at it, your nails are clipped nice.
I clipped them yesterday.
Really? For me?
Yeah.
Sweet. It's crazy because when we do the mic check, he puts his toes in my mouth. I don't know what that has to do with audio. Yeah, it's crazy. And when we're setting up the camera, I have to suck his fingers. It's all about distance or something. I don't know. I don't know film. It makes me say please a lot. I don't know. Anyways, so she had like really ugly toes, but with the toe ring, and I was like, that's just bringing more attention to the toes. You know what I mean? Like that's super weird. And then she was like real. I think she got dropped off at Newark Airport, and she had a suitcase, so she clearly was going on a trip. Maybe she's going back to Asia. I don't know. And huffing and puffing and eating all this. God, she had like bags and bags of popcorn. It was super weird. And yeah, I don't know. Meanwhile, I like pulled out goat cheese, but like it was a very strange thing. The kernels were getting everywhere. Then I got to New York. My scheduled thing got moved. It was very stressful, but it was good in the end. I had a good time, but I had time to kill. So I went to Soho to this coffee shop because I was like dying. I hadn't eaten anything. I was dying. And let me just tell you about New York coffee shops, particularly Soho, where it's like all hipsters and stuff. Soho is like a very fancy, if people don't know, it's like a groovy area. Very, very, not groovy, very fancy. They're like really nice stores are there. And I went to this, I went to this coffee shop, and let me just start off by, I couldn't find the door. Like it said like coffee shop printed on the like window, and then like I couldn't find the door. They were like, no, you have to like say the magic password and like pull the carpet. I was like, what? And like the doors were like, I don't even know, like you know how you walk into a supermarket and then they pull away? They were like that, but like heavy and like didn't work. It was really annoying. And then I finally like got in, I dug a tunnel, and then I was like, can I just get an iced latte? And he was like, what kind of milk do you want? And before I could answer, he listed every kind of milk that didn't come from a fucking cow. It was so annoying. I was like, regular milk. And I was like, he was like, we have non-binary milk. We have, that's super funny, but anyways. And then I was like, what? I was like, no, cow milk, bitch. And then I was like, moo. And then, but it was, I will say, those bisexuals could make a goddamn coffee. I mean, it was really good. And they even had water with like fruit in it, like to make it taste special, and I liked that a little bit. And the guy was annoying. He was wearing like, I don't know why these guys are wearing like jeans that are 9 sizes too big. It's like parachute pants. It's insanity. I think they fly home like a flying squirrel. I don't know what the story is there, but God bless them. But we had a good day in New York, came home late. I drank myself to death. That was fun. Told you about the popcorn lady. Hold on, I gotta look at my beautiful notes. Oh yeah, then we went to, I think the next day we went to Costco. Costco is now Calcutta. I don't know if you guys have been recently, but it's chock full of Indian people. And I love Indians. I love Indian people, and Indian people love me. Did you know that? I don't know. I think maybe they think I'm got a little Bombay in me, but I'm definitely. When we go to this like Dunkin' Donuts, which I was just drinking before, which is why I've got the Zoomies. The guys behind the counter, they're constantly giving me free shit. It's so awesome. They're so nice there. I just want to be treated as well as I get treated by the men of Dunkin' Donuts. You know what I mean? Giving me free shit, giving me my coffee, telling me I'm a beautiful queen. It's not hard. And it's so funny because if I was a guy, let's just pretend one morning I woke up and I was a man. I would be complimenting every bitch on the street. Because what's the downside? They're like, oh, I'm not interested. Like, so what? You could get laid. You know what I mean? If somebody gave me a scrap of attention, I'd blow them in the parking lot. You know what I mean? Well, maybe that's an issue with me, but you know what I'm saying though? Like, I feel like men should give women more compliments. That'd be so nice. You know? But Costco is crazy. There's so many Indian people. They're all getting fucking 10 pounds of rice. It's awesome. But I was super pissed because I was at Costco. I was picking up a big thing of waters, and I hit my head really hard on the one of the, I don't know, shelves, and it really fucking hurt because they're heavy because they carry like 9,000 pounds of water. And then I was so angry. Everybody was offering me cheese samples. I was like, no. Because when I get hit in the head, I get angry because I'm upset with myself, really. But Costco was great. They sell ribs in the worst way. They have like, I thought there was like a piano keyboard and it was ribs. Have you seen the Costco ribs? They're like long ways, but they package them in this like piano keyboard type John, and it's fucking insane. We did get that though. And I hit my head. That fucking hurt. I was throwing samples all over the goddamn place. But let's get back to... I know we're bouncing around a little bit, which is my fault. But there's so many goddamn things I want to talk about. This is a podcast about living at home. I don't know who's in there. I don't know why I touched it. I'm like, Brittany? it answers back. There's more. What is in here? I know there's a little door where I live, but who's in there? Your mom?
No, it just leads into the...
Oh, I see. Okay. I understand. Somebody said help. I don't know. It's crazy. But this is a podcast about living at home. And comment down below if you're watching what struggles you have living at home. Because I have a story about something that happened recently about living at home that's a bitch. To preface, I can leave my house at midnight and be missing for days at a time. And I'll get maybe somebody will shoot me a text, my mom, how's everything? Let's just say, how's it going? Which is like, great. I'm like, great. I'll be missing for 48 hours, which is good. I have my independence. I made chicken on the oven the other night, and there was a little bit of smoke. And my parents acted like it was that I was burning their house down. Do you ever do this where you're just like cooking? I was cooking like 4 pieces of chicken, and no seasoning, obviously. And there was like a little bit of smoke, and I opened the window, and they were like, "What are you doing? Are you trying to give us a heart attack?" I was like, "No, but that's coming." And they were like acting like it was the end of the world. I'm gone for a week. They're like, "Oh, okay." I make chicken, and they're like, "You're done. You're done." And then I got so upset. I was like, what the fuck? It's just smoke. Like, who gives a shit? It's like a Britney video. And that was super annoying. But it's just interesting what people really care about, like, when you're living in their house. But yeah, I made some chicken. It was delicious. You guys should come over sometime. But yeah, comment below what people are mad at you for living at home about. Sometimes I go for walks. Sometimes I'll make a little drink, and I'll go for a walk in my neighborhood. And something that's annoying that happens to me is like sometimes I'm walking and like I'm very a jumpy person. Like I get a little scared pretty easily. And like dogs have been like barking at me, which is like I don't know how they know I'm Jewish, but they are barking at me. But what I've been doing is I've been barking back. You ever bark back at a dog? It's a crazy thing to do, but I do it. Because they bark back, and then I'll like bark back at them, and then they're like, like they freak out a little bit. You know what I mean? And it's just kind of like, why are you barking at me? Like, well, what do you care what I'm doing? I'm going for a walk. Like, you're gonna waste your voice for that? But I'm so curious what they're thinking. Like, I'm not an intruder. I'm not going on their yard. If I was like going on their yard and like putting like tennis balls in my mouth, then yeah, you could bark at me. But I'm not like, I don't know why they're barking at me. But yeah, I have been barking back at dogs because I'm losing my shit, and that's been pretty entertaining. I never had a dog growing up. However, I did have two. I had two immigrant turtles. I don't know if you guys know this. My mother is from Canada, and we were there one time. And we went to this like weird kind of like hipster store, and they were selling like baby turtles. And I was like, oh, I want those. But you can't bring back beer or animals from a foreign country, and we do both every goddamn time. We steal so much Canadian beer. It's the best. It's so good. Oh yeah, nobody recommended me any goddamn beer. I have Qingdao beer. You guys ever try that? Qingdao! It's Japanese. Everything you say Japanese has to be yelled. Which is, yeah. Yeah, Japanese skincare is crazy. I bow everywhere I go. But, yeah, but we steal beer from Canada. Everybody does. It's so good. Rickards Red, Sleeman's. There's some organic lagers, some hazies. Not Montauk, Muskoka. That's a really good one. But yeah, all that shit's in our basement. But basically, but I never had a dog growing up. Nothing with fur. Just these fucking freaky ass frogs. Their names were Rocky and Rolo. Rest in peace. Actually, I didn't kill them. I was going away, I think back to Canada, and I asked a friend of mine to take care of them, and they died. But guess what? I didn't get to see the bodies. So where the fuck did they go? I think that's a little weird. I also did kill her guinea pig the week before, and I'm not kidding. She was going away, and I had to take care of her fat guinea pig, Snowflake, and it did die. But it wasn't my fault. It looked at me and killed itself. It was super weird. It laid on its back, and then we didn't feed it because we thought it was dead, but now I'm realizing maybe it was just sleeping. And then I think she killed my frogs, but that's okay. She's a super nice girl. She's a doctor now. And I'm here. I'm just kidding. And it must be really fucking hard to be a doctor, when you think about it. I'd love to wear the lab coat. I don't want to do the learning, though. But yeah. I think I need Adderall to focus. I think I bop around too much. Maybe a little bit. Rob's like, yeah. Rob's holding SNL cue cards being like, slow down, bitch. 30 minutes ain't that quick, honey. Rob just breakdances behind the camera and I just have to focus. People think I'm so stupid. I was on a podcast recently, a Zoom one. This was the old one I was on. And you could comment during the stream, and I didn't know the people, and they were commenting, lick your elbows, and I was like, what? And then I was gonna do it, and then I realized it would just show my tits, and I was like, oh. And then the one guy comments, he goes, everybody, let's just take a big stretch with our elbows behind our ears, and I was like, what the hell? I was just DM me, it's so much easier. Are you kidding me? You know what I mean? But that was pretty funny. Everybody, and then there was another guy who was like, touch your shoulders and stretch back. But anyways, that was pretty funny. But yeah, living at home, it's not easy making chicken, going to Costco. But also, it was kind of funny. I was chatting with a guy recently, and don't worry, it won't work out. And he was like, what's a book you've been reading recently? Right? And I swear to God, the last book I've read was literally called Pinkalicious. It was literally called Pinkalicious. I haven't read a book in over a decade. And then I looked it up, and this trilogy of books, it's Pinkalicious, Purplicious, Goldalicious. And he was reading I don't know, fucking War and Peace. And I was like, okay, but Pinkalicious. And he was like, oh, I haven't read that. And I was like, it's very good. It's Hemingway. And he was like, yeah, we're done here. I was like, okay. I was like, that's cool. And yeah. Oh, update. I didn't hook up with the condom guy. The clip we had last week, didn't, because he was busy. But I would have otherwise. But I wanted to give an update on that. He's very good looking, though. He sent me some more pictures. I was like, oh, let's maybe circle back to this a little bit. Let's not cut him out. I hit my head at Costco. I told you about that. Oh yeah, do you guys, you know what I've been singing? I like to choose a little sample of a song to sing in the shower. Do you ever do this? Do you sing in the shower? And I sing in the shower as well. I think it's a good time. I've been doing, you guys ever see The School of Rock? Amazing movie to watch. I couldn't sleep the other night, and I was watching The School of Rock. And there's that part where Tamika, she's too nervous to sing during the initial auditions, but then she pulls the teacher aside and she's like, I want to be a singer. And he's like, what about security? Because she's kind of chubby. It must be so annoying to be a fat child actor. Do you know what I mean? You're just doing scenes where older men are you're fat. That's brutal. But that girl was a really good actor. First of all, everybody in that movie is tremendous. I remember being young and thinking the drummer was hot when I was a little kid. Blonde. And I love those blondes. Those pink ass nipples. Hell yeah. But Like, you ever, like, have sex with a guy and he takes his shirt off and it's like, you go, oh, it's like not what you expected. You know what I mean? I don't know. But, I'm like, you photoshopped. And then, oh, yeah. But she does this banging ass solo. And I don't know why it's not talked about more, but I've been singing that little solo in the shower. So that's been a good time. People have been yelling at me for doing that. But yeah, we talked about that. I have to go to New York this week for 2 days. I have a show in New Rochelle, New York. Say that 10 times fucking fast. New Rochelle, New Rochelle, New Rochelle. I've never been there. It's a brewery. I love doing a brewery show because there's always a lot of people, which is good. You want to do shows with like a good crowd, obviously. And you just get those 2 drink tickets, and mamma mia, that is always fun. Oh my God, I have to tell you about a show I did in Philly. I have literally not bombed as bad as I haven't bombed that bad in a long time. And which I told another comic. He goes, "You sure?" And I was like, "No, I'm sure." And I did a show in South Philly. You know the area by like 4th Street where it's like really groovy and annoying? It's like trying to be Bushwick and it's not. And I get to this show. There was nothing wrong with the showrunner or anything like that, or the venue for that instance. There was like a full stage, and the crowd was very like there were like lesbian couples, there were gay couples, which is fine. It's as long as you're laughing, you know. And the first guy went up. He was supposed to do 8 minutes. He did like 2. He just got off. I think honestly the smartest man in the room, because I should have just like been like, I'm done here. And someone else went on. They did okay. They did pretty well. But sometimes I just don't want to do like my normal shit. I want to like play around and like, I don't know. And there were triplets in the crowd. So I went, oh, that's like catnip to me. And as a comedian, and I was like, what do you do for work? And the first triplet was like, I'm a software engineer. And then I said to the second triplet, I was like, what do you do for work? And she was like, I'm a physicist. And then the third one was like, I'm an English teacher. And I was like, oh, somebody didn't get enough air in the womb. And they didn't love that. They hated that. In fact, they left immediately after. No, but it was like, but I was like, no, but it's funny because it's kidding. And they were like, no. And then they kind of gave me dirty looks. And it's kind of like weird to be surrounded by like triplets giving you dirty looks. It feels very, and they were like black, so it felt very Twitches to me. It was very strange. Shout out Twitches. And, but I was like, yeah. And then I was just trying to be funny. Like there was like a lesbian couple in the crowd, but they kind of looked like sisters, which was kind of weird. And but they were like old school lesbians, even though they were young. And I was like, "Where'd you guys meet? The fucking Kia convention?" And no, I was thinking that, but I didn't say that. And they were like, "We met at school." I was like, "Boring. Kiss each other." And they were like, "No." I was like, "Okay." But that show was brutal, and it was bad because the 8 minutes felt like I was doing a fucking hour. Like that's how you know if you've done bad. Like it felt so long. But yeah, I was like, and then afterwards I was like, no, we're gonna go drink. We're drinking, and then I'm like the person that like really pressures people to drink. Like my one friend was like, I'm just gonna go home to the wife, and I was like, no, you're coming, and we're blacking out. It's fun. And then he was like, okay. And then we were leaving to go to the bar, and we were talking to this one girl who has like a citizenship or something. She's like European or something. And she was like, I can't leave the country. I have a court date coming up. I was like, I don't care. Just come to the bar. The bar is not in fucking New Jersey. You can come out. But then she went home. And then we went, and that was the night with the ice cream story. But we went to this comedy club, and I don't know why, but for this particular show, people were blacked out. It was crazy. There were guys peeing like every 5 seconds because they were drinking so much. I like had never seen a crowd like that. It was so crazy. They were so fucking blacked out. But that was kind of fun. And then my friend was like, "Tonight's your night, Romy, rape." I was like, "Stop!" I was like, "I don't do that." Oh wow, time flies. Okay. I feel like that was okay.
That's great.
Okay, good. Kiss and. All I want is Rob's validation. I don't want him to kiss me on the mouth, but I do want, like, I don't know, a squeeze. I just want something, you know what I mean? That makes me feel good after the episode. I mean, he smacks my ass when I leave his house. But that's different. You know what I mean? That's more spiritual. At night I manifest. You know what I mean? I like close my eyes and I'm like I'm like touch my shoulder so I can complain about it. I just want to be harassed so I can complain about it. Anyways, no, Rob's beautiful. But and he has great feet. We didn't know. I have good feet too. I'm really fishing for compliments today. Anyways, thanks for listening, and kiss you to my little self. And subscribe, comment, like, follow me on Instagram, follow Rob on Instagram, Robson Comedy, Romy Roger Comedy. And tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your wife, tell your husband, tell your secret gay neighbor. And to all the homebodies, we'll see you next week. Thanks.